Let's talk about hindsight bias, the cognitive bias that we all kind of naturally have. And it's essentially once you have information, once you've seen price play out, once you've seen something happen, you will naturally connect information in your head. You will naturally connect your pre-existing information to the current new information that you have. And like you connect the dots, meaning it's very easy for you to then understand what happened. It's very easy for you to see price after it's played out and be like, I could have entered here, I could have exited here, this could have been my target, etc. You can then meticulously plan out a trade because you've seen the information. Yes, you can put it in replay mode, you can put it backwards, but once you've seen the information and you know where price has gone, you have the confidence, you have like there's so many biases because you've already seen the information. Now, as humans, we naturally want to connect the dots, we naturally connect information in our head. And this is why oftentimes you may not even be noticing that after you've taken profit, for example, let's say price continues to absolutely obliterate in your direction and you would have made thousands more if you just held the position. It's so easy for you to then look at that and be like, oh, I should have held it because of X, Y, and Z, and it had a break and a retest and this and that, the other. But at the time, in actuality, it looked like it exceeded your target. It looked like it was depleting. It looked like it was a good time to take profit. Now, let me actually give you a live chart example. All right, so again, hindsight bias. It's a lot easier to understand price action and to see your setup take place after you have seen the bigger picture, after you've already seen where price ends up. It's a lot easier for you to then look for analysis in that direction. It's then easier for you to understand why certain movements played out, and you can see it kind of play by play because you can already see price action. For example, right here, let's say you're looking at German 30 and you're looking at New York session, you're like, yo, there was a crazy long continuation move. Price was super bullish and it didn't pull back, and I could have caught countless entries along the way, and etc, etc. It's very easy for you to then be like, okay, cool, there was a key level here and I should have seen it at the time, price retraced and it had a continuation. Whatever your analysis is, that is not the point. This is not a technical session, but it's a cognitive bias that makes you think that you have done something wrong. It makes you think that you missed a trading opportunity that you should have done or you could have done, etc. It's the should have and the could have. But in actuality, at the time when you had the information you had at that specific time, chances are it didn't look that good and you weren't thinking necessarily in that direction. Don't get it twisted. There are certain times where you may have just messed up, you may have just hesitated, you may have just missed a good trading opportunity. But oftentimes, if you actually go back and look at price action and look at some of the supposed trades that you think you may have missed out, if you really critically think and analyze and look back at the candle, the way that it looked when it was printing, it probably didn't look that good. We can't actually now put price in replay mode and try and visualize price the way that it would have been at the time, because again, we now are suffering from hindsight bias because we have already seen price action. And this is the point that I'm making, is that once you've seen the information, you cannot go back to not seeing the information. It's like once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So right now, even right here, based off of just pure price action, the information that we're seeing is bearish. Price is making lower lows and lower highs. Again, dependent on your strategy, just purely based off price action, there wouldn't be a reason to necessarily buy here, just on immediate thought. But because we've seen what price is doing, I'm sure a lot of you guys right here are actually looking at this piece of price action and you're thinking of numerous ways as to why you would have bought, and like you're trying to apply your analysis to a buy side because you've seen that price ends up going bullish. You see what I'm saying? So again, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't think that every single movement, just because there was a big move on the chart, it doesn't mean that you necessarily should have traded it, and it doesn't mean that you could have traded the movement. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with them.